We've all been there, chasing after success, striving for our goals, feeling like we need to hustle harder, work longer, and do more to get ahead. But here's the truth. Success doesn't have to come at the cost of your peace of mind. The constant stress, the burnout, the feeling of being overwhelmed, these aren't signs of success. They're signs that something's out of balance. What if I told you that you can achieve your biggest goals and still keep your inner peace? What if success could be achieved without the endless struggle, the mental overload, and the sacrifices to your well-being? In today's episode, we're going to explore 10 habits that will not only propel you toward success, but will also help you maintain your peace of mind along the way. It's about finding that balance, doing what it takes to succeed, but not losing yourself in the process. So, if you're ready to achieve your goals while staying calm, grounded, and fulfilled, let's dive in. 1. Set clear and achievable goals. How many times have you set a goal only to feel overwhelmed by its sheer size? Maybe you've created a to-do list that seems endless, or you've set your sights on a big dream only to find yourself lost in the details of how to get there. It's easy to feel like success is this distant, unattainable thing, especially when we don't break it down into manageable steps. The first habit for achieving success without losing your peace of mind is simple, yet incredibly powerful. Set clear and achievable goals. This may sound basic, but the truth is, without clarity, it's easy to lose focus, feel frustrated, and ultimately burn out. When your goals are vague or undefined, you can easily become overwhelmed and unsure of where to begin. But when you set specific, achievable goals, you give yourself a roadmap, something concrete to work towards every day. Think of it like setting out on a journey without a map. If you don't know where you're going or how to get there, every step feels uncertain. But when you have a clear destination and a plan to reach it, every move becomes more intentional and focused. This isn't about setting goals for the sake of it. It's about creating a path that's realistic, manageable, and aligned with your true desires. The key here is achievability. While big, ambitious goals are important, they can often feel intimidating. Instead of overwhelming yourself by thinking about the massive project ahead, break it down into smaller, actionable tasks. Each step is a mini goal that moves you closer to the larger one. When you focus on the small wins, you'll not only keep your peace of mind, but also maintain a steady pace toward achieving your bigger goals. This practice doesn't just help you achieve success, it helps you stay motivated, grounded, and at peace with the journey itself. Setting clear goals means you aren't chasing after abstract ideas. You're working towards something tangible, something within your reach. So, how can you start setting clear and achievable goals today? Begin by asking yourself, what do I truly want to accomplish? Then break that goal down into smaller, actionable steps. Each day, focus on one small thing you can do to move forward. This process will help you feel more in control, reduce overwhelm, and keep your mind calm. Imagine today, instead of being scattered in a million directions, you took the time to define exactly what you want and how you'll get there. By doing so, you'll not only feel more organized, but also more confident in your ability to achieve success without the stress of trying to do everything at once. 2. Practice the Pomodoro technique to increase concentration. How often do you find yourself sitting down to work only to be distracted by 1,000 different things, whether it's your phone buzzing, the constant barrage of emails, or your mind jumping from one task to the next? Staying focused in today's world can feel like an impossible challenge. But what if I told you that there's a simple, proven method that can help you increase your concentration, reduce distractions, and improve your overall productivity without burning out? The Pomodoro technique is a game-changing habit for anyone looking to achieve success while keeping their peace of mind intact. The premise is simple. Work in short, focused bursts, typically 25 minutes, followed by a 5-minute break. After completing 4 cycles, take a longer break, around 15 to 30 minutes. This technique isn't just about managing time, it's about managing your energy and attention. By working in short, concentrated intervals, you train your mind to focus intensely on the task at hand, knowing that a break is always just around the corner. Think about it. When you try to work for hours on end, your focus begins to wane and your productivity drops. Your mind starts to wander, and soon you find yourself procrastinating or multitasking, neither of which is productive. The Pomodoro technique works because it leverages our natural attention span, which tends to peak in short bursts. By working within this framework, you get the best of both worlds. Intense focus without overwhelming yourself. This method also helps to eliminate the mental clutter that often accompanies long working hours. By taking regular breaks, you give your brain the chance to recharge, reducing mental fatigue and preventing burnout. It's like giving your mind a moment to breathe, clearing away the fog that builds up during extended periods of concentration. The key benefit of the Pomodoro technique is that it doesn't require you to push yourself to the limit. It's not about grinding through hours of work. It's about focused, deliberate effort followed by intentional rest. This balance of work and rest allows you to sustain your energy and maintain your mental clarity throughout the day. It's a technique that aligns perfectly with the idea of achieving success without sacrificing your well-being. So, how can you implement the Pomodoro technique today? Start by choosing a task you need to complete and setting a timer for 25 minutes. Work on that task with full focus and attention, and when the timer goes off, take a 5-minute break. Use that time to stretch, get some fresh air, or simply relax. After 4 Pomodoro cycles, take a longer break to fully recharge. Imagine today, instead of letting distractions pull you in a million directions, you embraced focused, intentional work with regular breaks. You might find that by doing less, you actually accomplish more, all while keeping your peace of mind intact. 3. Create a distraction-free work environment. Have you ever tried to focus on an important task only to be bombarded by constant distractions, the ping of your phone, the chatter from nearby conversations, or the never-ending list of things that demand your attention? It's no wonder that in today's world, staying focused feels like a battle. But what if I told you that one of the simplest and most effective ways to protect your peace of mind while achieving success is by creating a work environment that supports your focus? A distraction-free environment is one of the most powerful tools you can use to increase productivity without the stress. The Stoics, in their pursuit of tranquility and clarity, often spoke about the importance of controlling one's surroundings. Seneca, for example, emphasized the need to create a space conducive to deep thought and reflection. In today's context, this means creating a workspace that minimizes interruptions and distractions, allowing you to immerse yourself fully in your work. Think of your environment as the foundation for your productivity. If it's cluttered with noise, unnecessary items, or digital distractions, your mind will struggle to concentrate. On the other hand, when your workspace is organized, calm, and free of distractions, you set yourself up for success. A clean, clutter-free desk, noise-cancelling headphones, or a dedicated work area can work wonders in improving your ability to focus and reducing stress. This is not just about tidiness. It's about creating a space where your mind can settle and your energy can be directed fully towards the task at hand. The real power of a distraction-free environment lies in its ability to support your mental clarity. When your environment is chaotic, it's hard to think clearly. Your mind is constantly pulled in different directions, and productivity suffers. But when your workspace is aligned with your needs, you can focus more deeply, think more clearly, and work more effectively. The less mental energy you spend dealing with distractions, the more energy you have to devote to meaningful work. So, how can you start creating a distraction-free work environment today? Begin by eliminating unnecessary distractions from your physical space. Keep only the items that are essential to your current task. If you work in a shared space, use tools like noise-cancelling headphones or find a quiet area where you can concentrate. Digitally, turn off unnecessary notifications, close irrelevant tabs, and set boundaries for when and how you'll check emails or messages. Imagine today, instead of letting external distractions steal your focus, you actively designed a space that supported your concentration. By doing this, you'll not only get more work done, but you'll also protect your peace of mind by limiting the chaos that demands your attention. 4. Delegate tasks and trust your team. How often do you find yourself drowning in tasks, feeling the weight of everything on your shoulders? Whether it's at work, at home, or in your personal projects, there's this constant pressure to do it all. We tell ourselves, if I don't do it, no one will, or I need to stay in control to make sure it's done right. But here's the truth. The more you try to do everything yourself, the more stressed and overwhelmed you become. The key to achieving success without losing your peace of mind lies in learning to delegate. Delegation isn't just about passing off work. It's about recognizing that you don't have to do everything yourself and that you can trust others to support you. By sharing responsibilities, you free up your mental space, reduce the pressure on yourself, and allow your team to grow and contribute in meaningful ways. The Stoics, while emphasizing personal responsibility and discipline, also understood the value of teamwork. They recognized that no one can accomplish everything alone, and wisdom comes from knowing when to ask for help. Marcus Aurelius, despite being a Roman emperor, acknowledged the importance of collaboration, relying on trusted individuals to help manage the vast responsibilities of the empire. He knew that in order to make the best decisions and maintain his peace of mind, he had to trust those around him. In the modern world, this applies to every aspect of life. Whether you're leading a team, managing a household, or even handling personal projects, the ability to delegate tasks to others is vital. Not only does it reduce your mental load, but it also empowers the people around you to take ownership and contribute their skills. When you delegate, you give others the opportunity to shine and develop, which ultimately benefits everyone, including yourself. So, how can you start delegating more effectively today? First, take a step back and assess your responsibilities. Which tasks are you truly the best person to handle, and which ones can be taken on by someone else? Trust your team or those around you to do their part, and resist the urge to micromanage. Let go of the belief that you must do it all, and instead focus on guiding and supporting others. Imagine today, instead of holding on to every task, you delegated responsibilities to those around you. You trusted them to take ownership and contributed to a collaborative, supportive environment. By doing this, not only will you reduce your stress, but you'll also create a stronger, more effective team where everyone plays an important role in achieving success. 5. Limit the use of technology to avoid mental overload. How many times have you caught yourself mindlessly scrolling through your phone, getting lost in a sea of notifications, emails, and endless updates? In today's world, technology is designed to keep us constantly connected and engaged. But at what cost? We often think that staying on top of every email, social media update, or news story is necessary. But the truth is, this constant digital overload is stealing our focus, our time, and ultimately, our peace of mind. Limiting the use of technology is not about rejecting progress or cutting yourself off from the world. It's about finding balance and protecting your mental space. The Stoics were masters at focusing on what truly mattered and ignoring the distractions that didn't serve their purpose. They understood that the more we allow external noise to fill our minds, the less we can concentrate on what truly aligns with our values and goals. Think about your typical day. How many hours are spent glued to a screen? Whether it's checking emails, scrolling through social media, or consuming endless information, we often don't realize how much mental energy we're expending on technology. This constant bombardment can create a sense of mental overload, making it harder to focus, be productive, or even relax. The more we engage with digital distractions, the more we rob ourselves of clarity and peace. The key to overcoming this is to be intentional about our use of technology. It's not about eliminating it entirely. It's about using it in ways that enhance our lives rather than drain us. By setting boundaries around when and how we engage with technology, we create space for deeper focus and a more mindful approach to our day. So, how can you limit your use of technology to avoid mental overload? Start by setting specific times to check emails, social media, or news. Outside of those times, turn off notifications and resist the urge to constantly check your phone. Designate tech-free zones in your home, especially when it comes to activities that require focus, such as reading, working, or spending time with loved ones. Create habits around using technology with intention, rather than letting it control your time and energy. Imagine today, instead of being constantly tethered to your devices, you set clear boundaries with technology. You created space in your day to focus on what truly matters, whether it's your work, your health, or your relationships, without the constant interruption of digital distractions. By doing so, you'll find that not only is your mind clearer and more focused, but you also have more time and energy for the things that really matter. 6. Take regular breaks to recharge. Have you ever found yourself working non-stop, thinking that if you just push through, you'll get everything done faster? But instead of feeling accomplished, you end up mentally drained, stressed, and less productive. We often believe that the key to success is grinding it out, working long hours without a break. But the truth is, regular breaks are essential for maintaining productivity and, more importantly, preserving your peace of mind. Taking breaks is not a sign of weakness or laziness. It's a powerful strategy for sustained success. The Stoics knew the importance of balance in all things, including work and rest. Marcus Aurelius, despite his rigorous duties as Emperor of Rome, recognized the need for rest and reflection. He often took time away from his duties to reconnect with himself, reminding himself that rest was necessary for clear thinking and maintaining mental strength. In our modern world, we often confuse busyness with productivity. We fill our days with back-to-back tasks, believing that every moment must be used efficiently. But the truth is, working without breaks doesn't increase efficiency. It leads to burnout. Our brains, just like any other muscle, need time to rest and recharge. Without that, our focus deteriorates, mistakes increase, and our ability to think creatively and solve problems diminishes. The power of taking regular breaks lies in the fact that it prevents mental fatigue and refreshes your mind, allowing you to return to your tasks with renewed energy and clarity. Studies have shown that taking short, regular breaks can actually boost productivity, improve focus, and help maintain a positive mindset throughout the day. So, how can you start taking regular breaks today? Begin by incorporating the Pomodoro technique we talked about earlier, working for 25 minutes followed by a 5-minute break. Use those short breaks to step away from your workspace, stretch, hydrate, or take a walk. After completing 4 cycles, take a longer break, 15 to 30 minutes, to fully recharge your mind and body. During these breaks, avoid looking at screens or checking emails. Instead, allow yourself to relax and let go of work for a moment. Imagine today, instead of forcing yourself to power through without rest, you took regular breaks to recharge. You'd return to your work feeling fresher, more focused, and more at peace, knowing that each break was helping you stay balanced and productive throughout the day. By allowing yourself these moments of rest, you not only protect your mental well-being, but you also increase your ability to perform at your highest level. 7. Foster resilience in the face of failure. How many times have you experienced failure and let it knock you down, making you question your abilities or second-guess your path? Failure often feels like the end of the road, a sign that we're not good enough or that we're doing something wrong. But what if failure wasn't something to fear, but something to embrace? What if failure was simply a stepping stone on the path to success? Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks, to face failure with courage, and to keep moving forward. The Stoics taught us that failure is not an event to be avoided, but a part of the process. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, often reflected on the nature of adversity, reminding himself that the challenges we face are not obstacles to our success. They are opportunities for growth. The key is not to be defeated by failure, but to see it as a lesson that leads us toward a stronger, more refined version of ourselves. Think about some of the most successful people in history. Thomas Edison, for example, who failed thousands of times before successfully inventing the light bulb. His resilience came not from avoiding failure, but from understanding that each failure was a step toward finding what worked. If Edison had allowed himself to be discouraged by his mistakes, he never would have reached the groundbreaking success he achieved. The same goes for you. The most successful people don't avoid failure. They embrace it as an essential part of their journey. When we cultivate resilience, we begin to view failure not as something to be feared, but as something to learn from. Every setback becomes a chance to gain new insights, improve our approach, and come back even stronger. Rather than being discouraged by failure, we can ask ourselves, what can I learn from this? How can I use this experience to grow? With this mindset, we become unstoppable, no longer paralyzed by the fear of making mistakes. So, how can you foster resilience in your life today? Start by reframing your perspective on failure. Instead of seeing it as the end of the road, ask yourself, what is this failure teaching me? Practice self-compassion when things don't go as planned. Remember that everyone faces setbacks, and that's okay. Each failure is just another opportunity to build your resilience, to adapt, and to keep moving forward. Imagine today, instead of being overwhelmed by the fear of failure, you embraced it as part of your journey. You accepted that setbacks are a natural part of success, and that each one is an opportunity to grow. By doing so, you'll develop the strength to keep moving forward, no matter the obstacles that come your way. 8. Set boundaries between work and personal life. Have you ever found yourself working late into the night, answering emails during family dinners, or thinking about your to-do list during your weekend getaway? In today's hyper-connected world, the lines between work and personal life have become increasingly blurred. It's easy to feel like you have to be constantly available, constantly productive. But the truth is, this constant blending of work and personal life can lead to burnout, stress, and a loss of balance. Setting clear boundaries between your work and personal life is essential for maintaining your peace of mind while achieving success. The Stoics were masters of focusing on what mattered most, but they also understood the importance of knowing when to step away and recharge. Marcus Aurelius often reflected on the value of self-care, reminding himself that a life of constant work without rest would eventually lead to exhaustion and diminished clarity. In the same way, we must protect our time, energy, and mental health by setting boundaries that allow us to fully engage in both our work and personal lives. Think about it. When you're always on and never truly disconnect from work, your mind never gets a break. The constant mental engagement can leave you feeling drained, distracted, and disconnected from the present moment. But when you set boundaries, such as scheduling time for yourself, your family, or your hobbies, you create the space necessary for relaxation, reflection, and recharging. This allows you to come back to your work with greater focus and energy, making you more productive in the long run. Setting boundaries is not about neglecting your responsibilities. It's about prioritizing your well-being and recognizing that both work and personal life deserve your full attention. When you set clear boundaries, you respect both your work and your need for rest, giving each the space it deserves. This balance leads to greater satisfaction in both areas, helping you to succeed without sacrificing your peace of mind. So, how can you start setting boundaries today? Begin by recognizing where your work and personal life are overlapping. Are you checking work emails during dinner? Are you working on weekends when you should be relaxing or spending time with loved ones? Once you identify these overlaps, create designated times for both work and personal activities. Put your phone on Do Not Disturb during personal time and set clear working hours where you focus on tasks without distractions. When you step away from work, allow yourself to fully unplug, knowing that rest is just as important as productivity. Imagine today, instead of allowing work to spill over into every corner of your life, you set clear boundaries and respected your personal time. You gave yourself the gift of rest, and in return, you found yourself more focused, more energized, and more fulfilled in both your work and personal life. 9. Practice gratitude and mindfulness. How often do you find yourself focusing on what's missing in your life? The next goal, the next achievement, the next thing you need to feel fulfilled. In the constant rush towards success, it's easy to overlook the present moment and take for granted the things we already have. But what if I told you that practicing gratitude and mindfulness could not only improve your mental well-being, but also propel you toward greater success? Gratitude is one of the simplest yet most powerful tools for achieving peace of mind. The Stoics, despite their rigorous discipline and focus on self-improvement, were deeply aware of the value of gratitude. They believed in appreciating the present moment and the things we have, rather than constantly yearning for what we lack. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself to be grateful for the simple, everyday things, and to focus on the present rather than becoming fixated on future desires or past regrets. Gratitude, in this sense, becomes a grounding practice that keeps us connected to what truly matters. Mindfulness works hand in hand with gratitude, helping us to stay present and fully engaged in whatever we're doing. When we practice mindfulness, we step out of autopilot mode and become more aware of our thoughts, feelings, and actions. This heightened awareness allows us to experience life more fully and appreciate the small moments, the taste of a meal, the warmth of the sun, the laughter of a friend. Mindfulness keeps us anchored in the present, reducing stress and helping us feel more at peace with where we are in our lives. Think about it. When you're constantly chasing after the next big thing, it's easy to forget how far you've come. You may achieve your goals, but it feels like a fleeting moment of happiness before you move on to the next thing. But when you take the time to practice gratitude, you allow yourself to fully appreciate your accomplishments, your relationships, and the little things that bring you joy. This sense of appreciation helps you feel more content, more grounded, and more at peace with the journey. So, how can you practice gratitude and mindfulness today? Start by taking a moment each day to reflect on the things you're grateful for. It could be as simple as appreciating a good cup of coffee, the support of a friend, or the beauty of a quiet moment. You might even want to keep a gratitude journal where you write down 3 things you're thankful for each day. For mindfulness, begin by focusing on the present moment. Whether you're eating, walking, or talking to someone, bring your full attention to the experience. Breathe deeply, clear your mind of distractions, and immerse yourself in the now. Imagine today, instead of constantly striving for the next achievement, you took time to pause, reflect, and appreciate what's already in your life. By practicing gratitude and mindfulness, you'll not only feel more at peace, but you'll also find that your path to success becomes clearer, more fulfilling, and much less stressful. 10. Celebrate achievements and keep motivation high. How often do you reach a goal, check something off your list, or achieve a milestone, and instead of feeling proud, you immediately move on to the next task? It's easy to get caught up in the pursuit of success, constantly thinking about what's next, rather than appreciating how far you've come. But what if I told you that taking the time to celebrate your achievements, not matter how small, can significantly boost your motivation and bring you closer to your long-term goals? Celebrating your achievements is not about indulging in pride or becoming complacent. It's about recognizing the progress you've made and reinforcing the positive habits that helped you get there. The Stoics, while focused on self-discipline and humility, understood the importance of reflection. Marcus Aurelius regularly reflected on his day, acknowledging the good and recognizing areas for improvement. By doing this, he not only reinforced his actions, but also celebrated the small victories along the way. This practice gave him the energy and motivation to continue pursuing his duties without burning out. When we celebrate our achievements, we acknowledge the effort, the persistence, and the growth that has occurred. This recognition gives us a sense of accomplishment, which fuels our desire to keep going. Without this recognition, it's easy to lose momentum, feel discouraged, or burn out. When you stop and take the time to celebrate your wins, you give yourself the emotional boost to keep pushing forward toward your next goal. Think about it. When you achieve something significant, how often do you just rush through it, thinking, "Okay, now what's next?" But imagine what would happen if you paused, took a moment to reflect, and truly celebrated that success. Whether it's treating yourself to something you enjoy, sharing the moment with a friend or family member, or simply acknowledging your hard work, celebrating achievements reinforces the positive behaviors that lead to future success. So, how can you start celebrating your achievements today? Begin by making a habit of acknowledging even the small victories. After finishing a big project, take a moment to reflect on the hard work you put in, the obstacles you overcame, and the lessons you learned. Celebrate with something simple, whether it's taking a break, enjoying a favorite meal, or sharing the moment with someone you care about. When you hit a major milestone, take the time to truly savor the accomplishment. This isn't about arrogance, it's about recognizing your hard work and allowing it to fuel your next steps. Imagine today, instead of rushing to the next task, you took time to celebrate your progress. You reflected on what you've accomplished and felt gratitude for the journey. By doing so, you'll find your motivation reignited, your peace of mind strengthened, and your path to success far more enjoyable. As we've explored today, achieving success doesn't have to come at the cost of your peace of mind. It's not about constantly pushing yourself harder, checking off tasks one after the other, or burning out in the name of productivity. True success is about balance, about setting clear goals, practicing mindfulness, fostering resilience, and giving yourself permission to enjoy the journey. By setting boundaries, taking regular breaks, and embracing the process without the need for control, you allow yourself the space to grow and succeed in a way that feels aligned with your true self. And when you celebrate your achievements along the way, you create a momentum that keeps you motivated, focused, and energized. So, take a moment today to reflect on the habits that will move you closer to your goals, without losing the peace of mind that allows you to enjoy life fully. Remember, success isn't a race to the finish line. It's a journey made up of small steps, mindful pauses, and moments of celebration. The question is, will you continue to hustle without rest, or will you embrace these habits that allow you to achieve more with greater ease, clarity, and joy?